Okay, let's start on the second part. Sorry, the video got cut off. So I have one side done. I'm going to look again. Look at my sample. My letters are this way. Now I have to do this one, so I have to flip it this way. What is it that I have to do to make it look like a monogram? I need to connect it, so somehow this little section needs to touch. I'm going to straighten it. I'm going to try to put it as straight as I can. And this is where it gets a little tricky. So kind of look at your design and think, is it straight? Now, there is lead on both sides, so you can now use the rubbing tool. Press down and rub. When you're rubbing, don't rub like this. Rub it standing up like you're writing, because you need enough, it needs to be hard, and you need to kind of rub hard like this so the lead will transfer. If you don't want to do that, if you want to be more precise, you just need to retrace it. Whatever you trace will trace to the back, because that's the lead. Before you lift it, make sure that you have checked to see that everything is traced, because you will not be able to go back and put it back exactly the way it was, okay? So I like to press like this, kind of going, okay, that has enough, that has enough, okay? So that's the second one. If you want to go in and fix it now, you can, or you can just trace the other things first. I'll fix it. That way I could see what I'm doing. And you can always erase. Using the rubbing tool is a little bit messier, but you can always erase it. It's not going to be as precise. It's faster, but it's not as precise. But it just depends. You can always erase things, fix them. That's why we're using a pencil. And again, it's not going to look exactly, because we're not a computer to copy and paste exactly. You just have to be patient. Try to be neat when you're working. Okay, so now I have two. So now I need to look at the bottom part. What's my next step? If I have my letter like this, right, and I look at my step, this one, I'm going to flip it this way. And what do I have to do? I want it to, it's not going to attach from the corners here. It's going to attach from the middle. So I need to make sure that I have it lined up as best as I can, right? Because remember, it also has to attach from this side. Once you realize this is what I want to do, you can use the rubbing tool again. Remember, press like this. Not so strong that you rip the paper. But strong enough that it'll rub. If you don't like the way it comes out because it's too messy, then just trace it with the pencil again. Retrace it. Remember, before you let go of the paper, you need to make sure that you've traced everything and you didn't miss a spot, because you're not going to be able to put it back. Okay, that's good. I press down. It's a little messy, but I'll try to do this to fix it a little bit somehow here. This, I might have a hard time here. Okay, there. So now again, I'm going to go in, use my pencil. That's why it's important for you to trace it correctly, so when you're outlining it, you don't have a hard time and you don't need to erase so much. It might get a little messy because sometimes pencil gets messy. I think you realized that when you were shading things, right? Fix the mistakes. Try to fix them so it looks more precise. I'm gonna have to fix this to make it attach better, because remember, they have to connect. All four have to connect at one point. Not every piece needs to connect, but at least a certain section needs to connect. That's what's gonna make it look like it's one symbol. It might need to overlap a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna need to use my eraser to, before you start coloring, you need to use the eraser to clean out all the imperfections, everything, because once you start coloring, you're not gonna be able to make any changes. You can't erase with colored pencils. Go in and make sure that you fix everything here. So I kind of messed up a little bit here. I'm gonna try to connect it like this. I'm even leaving a space. And then here, because I want it to connect, I'm gonna do this. So I'm erasing the inside so this connects a little bit. I don't know if you guys could see. You see? I need one more. So I move it this way. I look at my example. What do I need to do now? I need to flip it this way. Make sure you're flipping the correct way, because otherwise it's not going to work out. If along the way you realize that you want to move it a specific way because you really like the way the design came out, just let me know, and then you can do it. You also have to make sure that you line it up so it connects and it looks even. This one I need to fix later. Okay. So I'm going to try to trace it with the pencil. Try not to move it. Hold the tracing paper. It's really hard to get it back into position once you let go. Before I remove the tracing paper from the drawing paper, I'm going to use the rubbing tool just to make sure. And then again, I'm going to check. Okay, it has enough. And then I'll let go. And then I come in and I need to start. Make sure that your pencil is sharpened. And I just trace it again. It's important that when you color it in solid, dark. Don't use a light color because it's not going to look nice, and you're going to be able to see your pencil marks. If I could see the pencil marks, I'm going to deduct points. It needs to look like it's a symbol. So when you are choosing your color, think about that. You can outline it with one color and then color it in, or you can just do it with the same color. It's up to you. I think in the examples I showed you that somebody had outlined it. I like to move the paper around. Make sure that when you start it's as straight as possible so you can connect them, because I realized that this bottom part might not connect as well as the top one. So I'm going to open up the inside here so it connects like this. And then I'm going to erase this little section here to connect it to the top one. I'm going to go back, erase all the marks that I don't need. Especially if you use the rubbing tool, you're going to see that it's a little messy, but that's okay. You can go in carefully and erase it. And then you start coloring. Okay? I'm not going to color this one because I'm never going to finish. But now you see. So now, remember, it's all about the way you position the letter. Like this, and then you go this way, right? I started this way, then this way, then I flipped it this way, and then I flipped it that way. That was example 2. So let's say that I did this one. Now I just need to go in and color it. When I'm coloring dark, not light. Press hard. Try to be as precise as possible when you're coloring, because at the end, that's what's going to count. And then just outline everything. With the same color or with a different color, it's up to you. Again, once you finish it, and it's all nice, neat, it's set up, choose a construction paper, bring it to me. I will cut it for you. I'll cut the construction paper for you. You're going to glue it. You're going to take a picture of it, attach it to the Schoology assignment, so I have a digital copy of it, and then you're going to put the original one in your portfolio. And when I grade your work, I will see this will be your last official assignment for this year, okay? Again, make sure that you choose your font wisely and your colors too, okay? And read the directions before you turn it in. Make sure you go back and you check. Did the 4 letters touch and connect? Do they form an interesting design? Did I color it nice and neat? Did I glue it onto construction paper? Because if you don't have it glued onto construction paper and I didn't cut it, you're going to lose points, okay? Got it? And then just look at the example. See which one you want to do. I have that one, this one, previous class. This is for the previous class, and then for this class I did this, okay? I look forward to seeing your final monograms. I hope this video will help you. Bye, guys.